Welcome to the Empowerment 888 channel. Power of not reacting. How to control your emotions. Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment that you later regretted? What if you had the power to pause, breathe, and respond instead of react? We are continuously surrounded by information, pressures, and interpersonal difficulties in the quickly changing world of today. Whether it's a defensive remark in a meeting, a furious retort in traffic, or a breakdown in the face of bad news, our reactions frequently occur in the blink of an eye. Our emotions may become overpowering during these times, causing us to make decisions we later come to regret. However, what if we could wait rather than respond? What if, while being provoked or experiencing emotional turmoil, we could maintain our composure and center? The ability to manage non-reactivity can drastically alter both our perception of the world and how the world perceives us. The power of not responding is examined in this video, which provides comprehensive techniques and scientific insights to help you better manage your emotions and lead a more purposeful life. The reflexive and frequently unconscious reaction to emotional stimuli is known as emotional reactivity. It's what causes us to overreact to small annoyances, shut down when we're overwhelmed, or lash out when we're upset. Although these reactions are not always negative, emotions are an essential component of the human experience. They frequently hurt us and others around us when they become automatic and unconscious. Realizing the distinction between experiencing an emotion and acting upon it is essential to comprehending emotional response. Feelings serve as messengers. They provide us with information about our needs, boundaries, and inner states. However, we give up our agency when we mistake feelings for commands. Anger, for instance, may indicate that a boundary has been broken, but it does not require you to yell or take offense. Even though sadness may be a symptom of disappointment or loss, it doesn't mean you have to withdraw. Being conscious of your inner emotional world and understanding that you are not your reactions, but rather the environment in which they occur, is the first step toward becoming an emotional control expert. Our biology has a strong biological basis for our emotional reactions. A component of the limbic system of the brain, the amygdala is essential for processing emotions, especially anger and fear. The amygdala triggers the fight, flight, or freeze reaction when we sense a threat, whether it be emotional or physical, frequently before the more logical prefrontal cortex has a chance to evaluate the circumstances. Although this quick response is excellent for survival, it can be detrimental in contemporary social and professional contexts. For example, before you've had a chance to think of how to respond, your brain may see a coworker's sarcastic remark as a threat and trigger a defensive response. The good news is that we can teach ourselves to respond rather than react because of neuroplasticity, the brain's capacity to rearrange itself. By establishing a gap between stimuli and response, methods such as mindfulness, breathing exercises, and cognitive behavioral strategies enable the prefrontal cortex to function and make more informed decisions. We may improve our relationships, decision-making skills, and general well-being by rewiring our brains to prioritize emotional regulation over reaction. Understanding and controlling emotions is the key to developing emotional control, not repressing them. The following effective, research-backed techniques will assist you in developing non-reactivity in your day-to-day activities. Meditation with mindfulness. The discipline of paying close attention to the here and now without passing judgment is known as mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness meditation, you can learn to notice your thoughts and feelings as they come up instead of getting caught up in them. Your self-awareness can be greatly enhanced by practicing body scan meditation or concentrated breathing for even 10 minutes each day. You'll eventually be able to identify emotional triggers before they cause you to respond reactively. You'll stop more frequently, and you'll find that you have the flexibility to decide how to respond during that pause. Methods of deep breathing. Your nervous system goes into overdrive when your emotions are running strong. Your muscles may tense, your breath may become shallow, and your heart may begin to race. Conscious deep breathing is one of the fastest strategies to combat this. Try the 4-7-8 technique, which involves taking a 4-second breath, holding it for 7 seconds, and then gently releasing it for 8 seconds. By triggering the parasympathetic nervous system, this aids in mental clarity and physical relaxation. Taking a few deep breaths during stressful situations can make the difference between reacting and reflecting calmly. The reframing of cognitive. The skill of altering your perspective on a circumstance is known as cognitive reframing. Our perceptions frequently influence our emotional reactions more so than the outside world. For instance, you might think, "What a jerk," if someone cuts you off in traffic. Anger results from that. However, your emotional reaction lessens if you rephrase it as, "Perhaps they're rushing to an emergency." You can lessen emotional instability and give yourself the ability to maintain your composure by deliberately selecting more neutral or sympathetic interpretations. You can process your feelings in a disciplined, non-reactive manner by putting them in writing. Spend 5 minutes writing down your ideas in a journal, rather than yelling at someone or suppressing your emotions. Use prompts such as, "What caused this feeling? How do I feel at the moment? What do I need right now?" Journaling promotes emotional literacy and transforms unconscious feelings into conscious insights. An effective way to release emotional energy is through physical activity. Frequent exercise lowers levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and produces endorphins, the body's natural mood enhancers. Engaging in physical activity such as walking, yoga, dancing, or jogging allows emotions to flow through you rather than stagnate. Over time, physical activity also makes you more resilient to emotional stressors. The ability to identify, comprehend, control, and affect emotions, both your own and those of others, is known as emotional intelligence, EI. Emotional intelligence, EI, can be grown and enhanced via practice, in contrast to IQ, which is largely fixed. Among the traits of high emotional intelligence are self-awareness, being able to identify your emotional triggers and tendencies; self-regulation, controlling erratic moods and urges; empathy is the capacity to comprehend and experience another person's emotions; social skills, being aware of and graceful in social circumstances; de-escalating conflict, responding with intention rather than impulsiveness; and maintaining composure under pressure, are all made simpler with an increase in emotional intelligence. It is a fundamental component of non-reactivity. Using non-reactivity in everyday situations. Non-reactivity is a practice that improves all facets of life, not only a theory, in connections. Many disputes start with our reactions rather than the events themselves. Our natural reaction to criticism or disappointment from a spouse may be to shut down or take revenge. However, the entire tone of the conversation shifts if we stop, take a moment to think, and then react with compassion or inquiry. Consider this. Is it worthwhile to respond to this? What exactly is this individual attempting to convey? Am I able to react with patience or love? Non-reactivity gradually promotes greater respect and a closer bond between people. In the office, deadlines, office politics, rivalry, and misunderstandings are just a few of the emotional triggers that can occur in the workplace. Gaining the ability to control your impulses is a superpower in the workplace. Remain composed instead of exploding at a meeting or sending a defensive email. If necessary, move away. Review the matter objectively. This avoids burnout, establishes you as a leader, and fosters trust. In individual development, you become more resilient when you decide how to react to life rather than just reacting to it. You begin to view obstacles as chances for personal development rather than dangers. You gain emotional maturity and inner strength when you learn to sit with discomfort without acting on it. Being non-reactive fosters inner serenity, which is based on confronting difficulties head-on rather than avoiding them. Overcoming obstacles in non-reactivity practice. It's difficult to learn to pause, let's face it. We have deep-rooted reaction habits. Sometimes the old responses will resurface during stressful or overwhelming situations. It's all right. It's not perfection, it's a journey. Progress, not never getting angry again, is the aim. Take note of your victories. Celebrate each time you choose to pause rather than respond. After failures, reflect. What set you off? For the next time, what would you do differently? Ask for help. You can keep accountable with the support of coaches, therapists, or mindfulness groups. Like lifting weights or playing the piano, non-reactivity is a skill. You get stronger the more you practice. The ability to live your life as you see fit is the power of not reacting. It's the capacity to select wisdom over whims, tranquility over agitation, and clarity over chaos. It refers to developing emotional intelligence rather than emotionlessness. You regain your inner strength when you learn to stop, think, and react purposefully. Life starts to focus more on living in the now than it does on surviving every trigger. Therefore, take a deep breath the next time you experience an emotional surge. Take a look. Let it go. Choose an answer that is consistent with your true self during that silence. There is a gap between stimuli and response. We have the ability to select our reaction in that area. Our freedom and progress are found in how we respond. Viktor E. Frankl. Leave your ideas in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more related content.